We in here. We in here.
Yes, sir, ski. Let's get it popping.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm just double checking behind you just to make sure we got everything. Yo, we live. It is Sunday, June the 30th, the day before July. July the 4th is coming up this week. God dang, this year is going by so fast, bro. I
Yeah.
apologize. Let me turn my phone off. But like, yo, I did not think time would fly as fast as it's flying right now. But I'm kind of thankful. You know what I mean? It's been a beautiful start to a summer. It ain't been too hot. It ain't been too cold. It's been really
Mm.
nice outside. Is it just me? And tell me if things is kind of like this on your side, and especially because you've been running. Has it been quiet outside? Like up in Baltimore, it's been mad quiet outside. Like it's not been noisy. No kids. Like on my block, it's dead. No kids outside. Nobody sitting on the front porch. It's just been. I mean, even when I'm driving around, people not really out. Like people not out. It's not busy. It's just. It's weird, bro. The whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I,
I'm thinking before a holiday, people be turned up. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna say, it's probably different for me because I'm like outside now, which is weird. So,
Mm,
um, I don't know. I've been outside, so it's been quiet as far as like nothing is really going on. But yeah, it's been cool. I think it's been slow. Really, I feel like a lot of people trying to work their way into finding gigs. I hear a lot of people with part time jobs now. Like it's hard. Like I feel like we're feeling the impact of post pandemic right now
Yeah,
more than ever. Like
yeah,
we know that the pandemic is over.
yeah.
So I definitely think if we talk about quiet and slow, it's slow for sure, 100%. Like it's like what's going on? Like where the money at?
Yeah,
Yo,
that
matter of fact, my bad, Jay.
no, you good.
Um, damn, I wish I could have brought this clip up. It was a clip of academics. I think it's old, talking about like podcasting not being a wave, and I'm curious, like not being a wave anymore. I'm curious to know what you think about that. Do you think it's slow for podcasting? Where do you think the state of podcasting culture is right now?
Podcasting is going to become a strain area because there's not as much advertising dollars being shifted towards it.
Uh-huh.
So like I've seen a lot of podcasts that have been going strong for 4, 5, 6 years shut down because the advertising just isn't there. So
Mhm.
like it becomes more difficult because you have to find a loyal audience that wants to support what you do. So yeah, like there's going to be a lot of people that's going to, and podcasting became the new hot thing like rap was 20, 30 years ago, where it's
Mhm.
like people just felt like, oh, this easy. All I got to do is get a mic and record and put a camera on me and I'm going to be lit. And then once they, you know what I mean? People start realizing there's more work. It ain't just as easy as you think it is. Then you got to see a lot of people come in, you see a lot of people go. But then when it got crazier, because after the advertisers started realizing, man, we dumping a lot of money and we not getting enough return, then they started pulling out of podcasting.
Mhm.
So yeah, like the industry, I feel like it is the normal flex and shrink. Same thing with the internet. When the internet first was, invented, it kind of exploded. Everybody was like, yo, this is the wave. Everything's going to happen. People invested too early. But the technology hadn't caught up to make the internet what it is today. So what ended up happening is when people invested billions of dollars and the technology didn't catch up fast enough, people went, man, fuck this internet shit. And then the internet collapsed on itself. So the value of it collapsed until it slowly got to the place that it needed to be, until it realized what it could be. Podcasting is the same thing. Like people got into it. It was a rush. Everybody jumped into it. A lot of money got jumped into it. Some people did make out. Some people really exploded, but most of the people collapsed. And now the people that are really in it because they love it, this is their real passion, this is what they're really about, they're going to see their way through it. And their audience is going to help them see their way through it. And they're going to roll, they're going to expand and become what they're going to become. But I feel like there's always going to be a place where people are going to enjoy conversation from other people, period. There's always going to be a need for the dissemination of information. And podcast is the best way to disseminate information without worrying about 20 million commercials and 2-minute segments and 3-minute segments. So like I will always argue with people. There's always going to be somebody that loves long form. Me, I listen to podcasts 80% of my day, every single day, 7 fucking days a week. So like and I know there's other people like me. So
I think I said it before. I feel like podcasting is definitely losing its form or the hype around it, but that's the perfect time for podcasters because now is you're going to see this separation of from boys to men, right? We're going to see who are serious, and then they can eventually flourish into their careers because it's weeding out all the people that aren't serious. So like even for me in this space, it's like podcasting is becoming my second nature. And I love that. And it might have came from the running or whatever, but like I love it because it's not as much pressure. Like now I do it because that's just a part of my day. Right. I edit, I get it done from A to Z because that's just a part of my day. And yeah, that might mean that I might have to get a job. Okay. Okay, so get a job. You live your regular life, but now it's not as much pressure as trying to be like this superstar podcaster. Like I can just be me. Like I said, if I gotta do Uber Eats, so be it. Yo, you do that podcast? Yeah, check it out. You feel me? Like, so be it. And it feels good to be relieved of that pressure because it's like, bro, I don't have to be a celebrity. Like, even if you think if a lot of people know me, okay, cool. I ain't making it yet. Why you doing Uber Eats? Because I need some money. You feel me? Like, it takes away from. I mean, it takes that pressure off of me. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, yeah, I got to do my podcast. I'm going to do my podcast. That's a non-negotiable. But I can be a regular human being now. I feel like at one point in time, when the numbers are so high and you looked at it as a certain persona, it's like you have to wear this superhero cape. And now I feel like I don't have to wear that anymore. Right? It's like I just feel like I can be Jay. I can be a regular person in life and enjoy my life and get a corporate job if I have to or whatever. And just know that my podcast is not that it's second to anything. It's just second nature. That's a part of me as well. That's just, you know what I'm saying? So I think to answer the question, I definitely think it's dying out, but I think it's dying out for the good.
Yeah, I feel like the fake version of it, the facade of it is dying so that the real thing can live. You know what I mean? I definitely I've always, when I did what I do, whether it was radio or podcasting, it was always based off of my need to learn or my need to just get shit off my chest. It was never about, oh, I'm gonna be popular and everybody's gonna follow me and know who I am. I hated that. Like, that's the reason why I love radio as much as I did. I'm like, y'all ain't got to see my face. I ain't got to be around. Like, you ain't got to know what I look like. You just gonna hear me talk. Y'all get these jokes. You know what I mean? We gonna have fun with it. We get in, we get out. I move on with my life. Like, that was never, popularity was never a desire of mine. And like, to me, I feel like it's weird when a nigga, you know what? I understand if a person has a healthy understanding of, I want to acquire popularity so that I can leverage it to make money. I get that. But the people that need the public's attention and need people to love them, like, I was like, whoa, that's never been.
You live by the praise, you're gonna die by the critics. And that's just how it is. Like if you yearn for that popularity so much, then you're eventually going to go into a state of depression when you don't get it. Right. So I understand that 100%. I think also when it comes to podcasting, a lot of things that we overlook is shout out to the chat. We see you, appreciate you for commenting, man. That means a lot. We're gonna be here whether it's 300 or 300 people, regardless. That's just what we're doing. But another thing that people overlook when it comes to podcasting is the field that it can get you in, right? So like now I'm doing productions. Like I have a whole career in doing production and producing content because I walked into this podcast lane. So I learned so much from it. So like, don't overlook the things that you can learn from podcasting, right? Like I'm doing consultations with people be just paying me $200 here, there, $1,000 here, there, just to be able to tell them how to set up their content, how to set up the camera, what camera to get, how you should do it, right? Like this is a whole business now, not just podcasting and just having shit with my friends. Like, and that's why I appreciate it so much, because I'm really learning so much about the craft and learning so much about myself, and it's just becoming to be fun. And it's getting fun at what you would think the worst part of it for me. Like my audience will probably think like, oh man, a year ago you was so lit. You feel me? Like, and like that was the worst time for me, to be honest. Like that was the hardest time because I felt a pressure of having to continue to hit those metrics and get those guests every week, because it was like at a point I was getting them. So I'm not trying to let my audience down. But now it's like, yo, hey, if you get an Ace Hood this week, appreciate that motherfucker. Watch it twice then, because ain't no guarantee I'm gonna get it next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Like it's cool. You feel me? Like it feels good to be here. And I don't know, it feels great. It feels amazing to be here. And I wish everybody could feel this, because I understand that pressure that creatives get, entrepreneurs get, like just in general, like just trying to, like, not being able to enjoy the moment, right? Like that's anxiety to another level. Like as soon as something positive happens, your friends are like, yo, that's lit, bro. What's next? And I'm like, nigga, what? Like, can we, like, you see this? Like, this is this. Like, yo, bro, that's lit, bro. You just had T.I. Like, who you about to get next? Like, yo, hold up. Like,
how about you enjoy this one?
Yeah, like, do you understand that this doesn't come often? Like, all right,
Facts.
okay, like,
Facts.
okay,
Facts.
like,
you know, the crazy part is that, like, it is the public that puts that pressure on you, but you put the pressure on yourself, because now you know, once again, like, you have to remove the bullets from the gun from yourself. Like I saw a video where a guy was like, you know, we have to set expectations for ourselves so we can continue to grow, but we have to be conscious not to allow those expectations to be turned into bullets that we put in a gun that we shoot ourselves with. And I was like,
sabotaging almost.
Yeah, because all right, let's just say you set goals for yourself that, like, yo, I gotta run 10 miles every week or 20 miles, whatever the goal is. Say you don't hit that goal. Now you start judging yourself. Man, fuck it, I'm a fuck up. Oh, I ain't doing it. And it's just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? We are human beings. We need to have, as healthy leaders, we need to have goals for ourselves, but we cannot allow that to define us if we hit it or we don't hit it, or the worst part is if you shoot way past it. So now you continue to put pressure on yourself, and pressure and pressure and pressure. But what that does is, man, you make yourself not necessarily physically sick, but you put yourself under so much pressure that you could give yourself a heart attack. You can give yourself an aneurysm.
Well, hold up though. I do want to, because I don't want to get these niggas excuses. I'm sorry. I have to disagree a little bit, only because we shouldn't be okay with setting goals and failing, right? But don't allow that to have you think differently about yourself, right?
Correct.
You should allow that to have you think differently about how you approached it.
Correct.
Did you set a goal that was attainable, right?
Correct.
After you set a goal that was attainable, did you put the right steps in place to be able to attain this goal, right? Did you do what you needed to do? If I had a goal of 10 miles to run in a week, how many days did you run? Was that attainable? You know, you got your daughter 2 days on, 2 days off. Can you do that? Right? Is that doable? Okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Okay, so if you can do that, that means, what did you do when you didn't have your daughter? You had 2 days, you didn't have your daughter. Did you run 5 miles? Was it too hard that day? Did you have too much? Okay, cool. Did you do 2.5? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like let's not be okay with just, all right, I'm human. Nah, I mean, man, a little bit, right? I feel like somebody on Threads had made a tweet or a thread that was like, anybody seen empathy? Like, anybody know where to find empathy or something like that? Like, now be careful with empathy. That motherfucker get you killed. But whatever. I say that to say is like, yeah, understand that you're a human, but let's have some self-accountability as well, right? One, let's start with having accountability at setting obtainable goals that you can do, that you can manage and get. Like, don't just set a goal because you want to set a goal. I'm gonna do 100 miles this week. Boy.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I'm a pivot just a little bit and say, is the goal you set the appropriate goal to get what you want? Like, I like, sometimes we get so focused. And remember, I sent you a video earlier this week, and I actually have it here in the joint, where it was like, you could be so obsessed over the product, and then the business still fail, and then you feel like the solution to getting the business to work is to keep working on the product. And it's like, there's so much other stuff that's involved in the business. You can't be so, and that's just a point of, maybe running isn't the thing. If you know getting your health to the perfect place is it, then maybe it may not be running 10 miles. Maybe it's running 5 miles and then yoga and a couple of hours in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe yoga you could do with your daughter around, you know what I mean? Or like maybe there's a gym that has a playground for the baby. So now you can still go to the gym, the baby can be taken care of and everything's cool. So like, but because the overall goal is your optimum health, spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? And spending time, recentering yourself in whatever way possible. But I do want to run this clip real quick because I want to continue having this conversation about business.
On the level you want to get to, the most important thing I think you can actually do as an entrepreneur usually is just understand the value chain of your business. A friend of mine who runs a listed company, really, really good guy, said something to me, Vusi, you've got it wrong. Businesses don't compete with businesses. Value chains compete with value chains. Like, he's a white guy. And he said it and I was like, oh. What did you just say? Businesses don't compete with businesses. Value chains compete with value chains. Build the value chain. Around the value chain, you can build a business. So then you got to go, what's the most important part of the value chain? If you're running a business where marketing and branding is not important, stop spending money on websites. You're wasting time. You got to build the value chain that's important. You realize that there's things you do every day, businesses you use every day in your everyday life, and you've never seen a website for that business. How many of you here go to an MTN website before you buy a SIM card? You almost never, right? Because the website is not a part of the value chain. It's an important part of the brand building. This is not a part of the value chain. So then you got to go, so if I were to compete with MTN, and I'm much smaller with less money, where should I be putting my money so I can challenge them? On the value chain, not the business.
Okay, I'll give you a prime example of that. Like to say, if we are competing against, and we're definitely not, but if we were going to compete against the Joe Budden podcast, does it really give a shit whether or not we have a website? No, because the value of what Joe Budden's network or the Joe Budden podcast is, it's not about his website. A lot of people don't even know he has a fucking website. You know what I mean? Only like crazy fanatic fans like me are gonna know, the website, where it is. Same thing even with merch. He doesn't even talk about his merch. He doesn't even wear his merch a lot. Like he might wear it every now and then, like one episode a month, and he does like 15 episodes a month. But because the value of the business is not built around merch and it's not built around a website. It's definitely built off of his YouTube. It's definitely built off of his audio. And it's also built off of his relationships in his position in the entertainment industry and how he sees it. That's how he's built his value. So and this is just giving you an example of if the J Hill Live wanted to go against that, well, then we would need to be speaking about the industry from our perspective. You know what I mean? We would need to use your relationships to add value to that discussion. And then we would need to be making sure that we're competing on YouTube, making sure that our captions are this and making sure that our frequency is there and making sure that the quality and the conversations are going to be the same. And like, those are the things that you have to do. But a lot of times what we get so addicted to is we want to make our Instagram look like his Instagram. It's like, nah, nigga, like that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that his history and our history are different. This man had a 20-year head start on the internet being a celebrity. Utilizing, this nigga was broke majority of his career. He utilized his relationship with his girl to leverage his space, to give him more visibility. He fucking put his girl on, like he would the handy cam with his girl every fucking second he could, bro, for a decade before we got to Love and Hip Hop. He was Love and Hip Hop before Love and Hip Hop. But anyway, just as a discussion about,
I think that's absolutely right. Because even I was looking up, because I was like, man, let me look up the definition of value chain. It says a value chain refers to a full life cycle of a product or process, including material sourcing, producing, consumption, and disposal recycling processes. So like that's the whole cycle from A to Z I think of. And when you was talking, it made me think, like, because even now I was shout out to my guy Wolf, right? I feel like I started over. Like, I haven't said anything to nobody, whatever, but it was a long time where I was inconsistent with my audio. I've always been inconsistent with my audio. So recently I've been like doing my videos because that's what I pay the most attention to. I've been doing it from beginning to end. And what does that look like? So I edit it, right? I then upload the audio. I then create a title and description. Then I download the video. I upload the video. I make that same title in the description. Then I do the clips. But from A to Z. Also, right? I've been trying to get more entrepreneurs in so I can go back to dropping Wednesday and Sunday. This is this whole value chain. So when you say like competing with Joe Budden, right? The first thing I think of is before I can even compete with anybody, I gotta set the market. I gotta do what's being done, right? So what's being done? They're dropping, they're releasing. So I can't compete if I'm not releasing. So let me start releasing. They're doing audio. They move like professionals. So I need to move like a professional. That means I have to have my audio out at a certain date, certain time, so my audience can at least expect so they can know what they expect, know when I'm dropping, right? These are the things that we got to focus on first. Right. Like, these are the things that before you want to talk about numbers, before you want to talk about who's watching, let's focus on
the fundamentals.
The fundamentals. That's it. The foundation. And then you can graduate to maybe looking at the views.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and I think that's crazy that you said that, because I literally I just started this maybe like a week ago. Like, you'll see I'm dropping an episode tonight. Like, it's like I'm going back to square one. Like, let's get back into the swing of things. That had a major part of why I was being top 50 podcasts in the country, right? You never know, but let's get back to that, because I learned this in high school. You can't compare projects when the variables are different. So let me get the variables close to the same as possible, and then I can say, oh, damn, Jay, you fell off. I can't say that because I ain't doing what I was doing a year ago. Let's get back to that, and then we can measure the success of your business.
Right, exactly. And then also, we also have to remember you don't service the same audience and you're not in the same space. So you do have to find out what your audience is reacting to, and you have to give them more of that. Meaning that if Joe Budden's audience is, expecting a podcast on Wednesday and Saturday, that's when the time they're most online. But if your audience is online on Mondays and Thursdays, then you need to service them on Mondays and Thursdays. You need to catch your audience when they're in the mood to listen. Give it to them then. You know what I mean? Same thing with, like, I know it got annoying because you was like, man, you don't want to keep talking about Baltimore shit, but like, Joe Budden isn't a rap nigga talking about that. Majority of his discussions are going to be centered around that. Our world at the time was Baltimore hip hop. So like we had impact because the majority of our audience comes from Baltimore. And when we talk, it reverberates into our space.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And people react to that shit. So if we was to say the top 5 blogs from Baltimore is this, I guarantee our comments is going to have 200 replies of either going for or against whatever we're doing. Whereas if we was outside of Baltimore, people are not going to have that same reaction. You have to go where you're going to get the biggest engagement, where you're going to have the most effect. And then you can slowly pivot, left and right. But I feel like sometimes what happens is people get too big too fast, meaning that you forget what the core is and then you pivot away from it. And then you wonder like, well, why everybody not pivoting with me? It's just like, well, because the energy you had was built around this base.
Yeah, I did an interview the other day, and the guy asked me, I've been asked this question before though. The guy asked me, why don't I think I get the recognition like all the other big podcasts? And
because I'm not a big podcast.
Nah, because he was giving my respect. He was like, man, no, but he was like, not like a Joe Budden or like a Nori. I guess he was talking more so like I don't know, like let's say a David Shands or a Finesse's Only Club, or I don't know, there's plenty of a Mandy, right? And I think I told him my answer, and shout out to Mandy because she actually helped me figure this out. But I was saying because I think my platform doesn't focus on me. My platform, I'm an interviewer. Like it's like, yeah, we do podcasts, but my platform itself was built off of being a interviewer. And being a good interviewer is not really about the interviewee, about the interviewer. It's about the person that's being interviewed. So
Correct.
I think, and I told him that I think that's probably why I don't get the recognition. However, what I can say, and I do appreciate, and God is good because I get the recognition. This might sound arrogant, but I get the recognition from the people y'all recognizing.
Correct.
And that feels amazing. That feels great. Like the people that you're thinking that I should be standing beside, I do stand beside, because he was like, yeah, you got the numbers, you got like everything. If you look at it, if you line it up side by side, you got everything. And it's sometimes, you can be honest, a little bit more. He said it, and I was like, but because my platform is an interviewer. And like, it's been times where I think my platform is bigger than me. Whereas though everybody else, if you think about it, they are synonymous with their platform. Like you think of like a Finesse, like my dog. But if you think of Finesse, like you think of him and his platform. You know what I'm saying? Like you know the work that he put in for his, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could see, like you don't see his platform without him. Like far as me, I feel like I've built something where if I stepped out, I think it could, as long as the interview is good, I think it could live kind of like a Vlad almost, if that makes sense. Right? Maybe. But I say to say, like, it's really just interview. Like, I think my platform, people would see my interviews, and they would know my interviews before they would know me. Like I would meet them. I would say, hi, I'm Jay Hill. I probably would show them one of my interviews. Then they would be like, oh, I know who you are. Whereas though on the other end, if you was to meet a Mandy, if you was to meet a David Shands, it would be like, oh shit, I know you because you do that podcast. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though me is the opposite.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. And that's because your purpose and their purpose is different. Like your purpose was, I want to do interviews. So like you did interviews with industry people, whereas Finesse, you know, is really all about his whole thing was really trying to educate people coming out of jail on the journey, and then trying to help people transition from being, you know, illegal operators outside of the law into learning how to use that skill set and then do it legally. You know, David Shands is more business related, you know what I mean? And then like, you know, Finesse kind of moved into doing relationship kind of stuff, or I don't, it's just like find bad bitches and have sexy conversation. That's really what that nigga do for real.
Hey, be provocative because it sells, nigga. It sells,
like,
nigga.
You know, that's within itself. Like, his shit is he's a paradox within a paradox, which makes him super interesting. Right. But like, it's you know, like you still have an undefined space. You know what I mean? Like this, we've never said Jay Hill stands for what? Like, you know what I mean? But that's a blessing because it's like you are you've been on a journey trying to find yourself so that you can find your purpose, or you've been trying to find your purpose to help define yourself. Or, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know which one comes first, chicken or the egg, but you know what I mean? The bottom line is that, wow, I didn't mean to knock that out. But like, that's been a part of the greatness of this. People have seen you grow and they've seen you by not forcing a narrative on any person. People have been able to come on your platform, present themselves without being forced to make a decision or a judgment or anything. And they just been able to tell that story, which makes it super dope. You know what I mean? Because you're not trying to tell them, well, you should change your life or you should do this. You do that. You just been like, what's your story? You know, and what have you learned and what can we learn from your thing? You know what I mean? And if anything else, you've just kind of like told people like, man, I'm hearing what you're saying and this is affecting me like blah. And I feel like it's almost like a therapy session. Yeah. You know what I mean? Without a therapist. And I think that's super cool.
But even still, I'm just like, I'm happy in the space I'm in. Like, it's like, because when he asked me that question, I can't even say that I don't know. Like, I don't, because it's like, am I not being recognized in that space because they recognize me? I definitely feel like they recognize me for sure. Now, am I recognized on the big stages that they might get their recognition from? Maybe not, right? Like, is an Invest Fest calling me saying, yo, I want you to be on the stage? No, but I haven't made that real relationship with him. David Shands is calling me saying, I want you to be on the stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, like,
you are industry nigga, but you don't play, you don't deal with the industry. And that's
for sure. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Like, my thing is, I know exactly what space I occupy because I knew what I wanted to be from the beginning. Like, I never wanted to be famous, but I knew that the thing that I wanted most was for people within the industry of Baltimore hip hop to respect me. When I come through the door, the important niggas is gonna dap me up, and I'm gonna have a place at the table. And when I said something, it was respected. That's all I wanted. When I got that, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, as long as the niggas that's in charge, the niggas that hold the bag, know me by my first name and are gonna be happy to see me and open up their purse for me whenever I need it. Cool. That's all I needed. I ain't really need nothing else. I didn't give a fuck about these new rap niggas or any of them niggas. Like,
yo,
they didn't need to know me.
This might be a long stream. I don't know how much time you got. We 30 minutes in. We 30 minutes in. We gotta talk about last week.
Okay. Let's talk about last week. I don't know what happened.
I dropped the clip. Let me see if I can pull it up. I dropped the clip on YouTube.
Oh Lord.
And the community,
Lord.
The community went crazy. And I'm just curious.
We got ourselves in trouble. Shout out to the alphabets.
Nah, don't say that. Shout out to the community, man.
What? That wasn't the right thing to say?
I don't know. So let's pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. So for y'all that don't know, because YouTube and Instagram is two different audiences, right? I post a video about like my reaction to the Big Sexy interview.
Right.
And I was just reflecting on the interview or whatever, right? You can make sure I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see. How do I share, present? And they roasted me in the comments. They were saying I was fake. What were they saying? I was fake. Wait, how do I do this? Y'all haven't done this. Just present, share screen, or just share screen?
Yeah. Present. Hold on. Hit present, and then share screen, and then find the Chrome tab.
All right, bet. Window or Chrome tab. You said Chrome tab?
It should be a Chrome tab. It's its own tab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So, and I'm gonna pull this up, and I'm gonna just go to the comments so y'all can see. We don't even have to see the video, but they were killed. Boy, you talking about public scrutiny? God damn, what is it? This is so weird. If you're actually a real straight man, another man's sexuality should never make you uncomfortable, period. Wow, that's so fake. I'm going to unsubscribe. All I hear out you is contradictions. Not gonna lie, this is a bit disappointing, to be honest. Straight men treat gay men like we're subhuman and lower than them, but us just existing makes y'all uncomfortable. Ain't that some shit? Y'all stop looking for approval from straight men. We can be disrespectful, but keep it there. I hope we as a community learn from this. This conversation is uncomfortable. This is wild. I actually thought he was an ally. It's interesting because I watched this show. It just goes on. Like they were just like I'm like, damn, like shit. You were hey,
sexuality. What was that?
You were solid too. It's funny as hell. I'm like, my go ahead.
Did this nigga call you a solid too?
Yeah, I guess he didn't think I was attractive enough to be hollered at by a gay man. That's funny as hell.
Sexuality is a very sensitive topic. It does get people very riled up and emotional. And I've said this a million times. People are gonna see. They're not gonna see you. They're gonna see whatever reflection, of whatever's going on. Like it could be a reflection of their trauma. It could be a reflection of their insecurity. It could be whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It was very obvious that we weren't trying to be super serious. We were having a conversation about in an interview. We were having some fun. There was no intention around that conversation to disrespect anybody in that community or Big Sexy for that matter. Like, how many times you said that was your dog? Y'all hang out, y'all talk. You know what I mean? Like, I think we were just having an honest conversation. I think that people just are sensitive. They just want to be mad. Like, they trying to find somebody to be mad about. And this whole, I don't understand.
I don't know. I'm gonna make it worse or better. I don't know, because I honestly mean what I said, right? My question is, how is an apology if you're apologizing for how you made somebody feel. Like if I meant what I meant, right? I meant what I said. I mean it. I don't take it back. But
Okay.
if it made you feel uncomfortable, I apologize. Is that a cool? Is that a good apology, or is that like kind of backhanded?
No, I mean, if you, all right, if I'm saying something, my intention, it's crazy because the question you're asking is some shit that I've had to go through 1,000 times. I am who I am. I'm going to say what I say. I don't have a filter. And my thing is, I wasn't raised the same way a lot of other people's raised. In my family, we say exactly what's on our mind. We don't sugarcoat nothing. Like my parents come at me raw. Like they say the rawest, very hurtful things. Like, you know what I mean? But their intention is not to hurt me. Their intention is to be honest and direct so that we could get to direct solutions. So I've kind of grown up with that same kind of like what do they call it, delivery. So like if I say something to you and it comes off a little rough, it's not meant to hurt you. So if somebody was to say, man, what you just said hurt my feelings, I have to be man enough to recognize that, you know what, maybe my delivery was off. I apologize. My intention is not to hurt you. However, if it did, I apologize. Not because I'm weak or I'm trying to capitulate to somebody, but no, I have to recognize is that the way I was raised and the way that I'm accustomed to communicating may not be as gentle or as polished. It's almost like corporate. You know, when you're in a corporate world, there's a bunch of things you can't say, and you have to be very careful how you say stuff to people because there's so many people with different backgrounds. But when we get into this and you work for yourself, it's kind of hard to turn that off when you're accustomed to it. Like, you know what I mean?
So what I will say is if my delivery was like out of pocket, I would definitely apologize for that. I'm a man of character. At the same time, I do, but I stand on everything I say, and I call Big Sexy, and I asked him like, "Yo, is this like homophobic or something?" He was like, "Nah, but I can see like 50-50. Like I can see where they coming from, why they would think it's fake." My thing is, I'm gonna say this again. I am not an ally of any organization or group of people. I'm not. I'm an ally to the individuals a part of it. So although I definitely think like Black Lives Matter for sure, and I'm for my Black people, I'm not ignorant to think to use that as if no Black person is a bad person, if that makes sense. Like, no, I have to.
But you know, allying with a group doesn't mean now you approve of everything that everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so like I am an ally to the trans, gay, and let's just say the alphabet community. I am an ally, meaning that them niggas. So like I'm with y'all because I respect. Look, you have a right to exist. You have a right to the same rights that I have. You have the right to live and do what you do. Does that mean I would like to take a dick in my ass? No.
But
I respect that you do what you do and y'all have fun, whatever. However, we all have to agree that there is neutral ground and we have to establish neutral space so that we can all exist, you know, without, just the same way y'all don't want me tonguing a girl down and finger popping her in public. I don't need you playing with another man booty in public. You know what I mean? We need to have our general spaces where we should have our rules on how we should conduct ourselves. And then once you're away from public and y'all are in your own personal spaces, we all do whatever the hell we want.
And I like that. And I think, we can't do this on the internet, but who gives a damn? I wish it was a space for people to be able to learn in real time. Cause even that, cause in my mind, again, I'm thinking allies one way, right? So I might say that, but if I don't have someone on the other side of the screen to explain it, then I'm only thinking what from the knowledge that I have, the wisdom that I have, right? So I guess that is right. So I am an ally, right? But like you said, just because I'm an ally don't mean I have to agree with every single thing. And I think this is where I wish that we could be more open as a people, as a whole, right? Like it's like, bro, I don't have to agree with, and I can, and I'm able to give my experience. Like, bro, like if I felt uncomfortable, I can say that. And just because I felt uncomfortable don't mean that I'm fucking gay or I'm not an ally, nigga. I just wasn't. I didn't grow up around this shit, nigga. I went to an all-white school, and I wasn't comfortable. And there, does that mean I want to be white? No, nigga. I just wasn't used to it. Like,
here's the other component of it. I was specifically raised in a family and in a culture that was not forgiving or understanding of the alphabet community. I had to.
Y'all were. Shit, I
I
was.
had to unprogram myself and then reprogram myself so that I could see and understand and respect that group of people. That doesn't mean that now I'm perfect. I'm still reprogramming. I'm still trying to get to an understanding. But 2 seconds, I'm sorry. Somebody in the comments made me die laughing. Y'all only support whoever popping. You goddamn right, King Coffee. I'm only supporting you because you hot right now. Outside of that, I would never talk to you. I'm sorry.
No,
but I like you're black before you. When you're black before you're gay, people don't want to talk about it. I don't understand what that means.
I mean, like, but all I'm saying is,
what?
I just feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, yo, just because I don't agree with something, don't mean that I don't know. Like, that's just weird, bro. So, like, when I seen the comments, you know, it's funny because usually, like, you know me, I be taking things personal. I really looked at these comments, and with all due respect to the LGBTQ community, I gave no fucks. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, this is one of the few times, because you know me, I internalize a lot. This is one of the few times I'm like, bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like I'm really like,
when you obviously knew that this has nothing to do with me at all. Like y'all are having a moment to yourselves.
Thanks. I'm like, bro, y'all niggas need to take a break and go debrief with yourself, because I know I fuck with Big Sexy, right? Like, I don't give a fuck if he's gay or not. He can be pink, brown. I don't give a fuck what you are. Like, he's a good person, right? But I should be able to talk about my experiences from my opinion and then not bother you, just like you could do the same thing. I'm gonna give you the same space. Like, and another thing that I don't like about the internet is, like, if I'm telling you about a past, like how I felt in it, like, this is what I felt. This is what got me to the point that I'm at before. Like, now, that means that I'm talking about then, not now. Like, I'm like, some people will hear you talk about this is how I arrived at this destination, and all they want to talk about is the process to the destination. It's like, nigga, I'm telling you, I'm here now, but at a time I was here. You want to keep talking about the time I was there? Like, are you not listening? Do you not have comprehension? Like, I don't know.
Because some people like to live in pain. Some people don't want to live. Some people don't want to live in the solution. They want to live in the pain because they feel like by living in the pain, it justifies them not having to grow.
Whew.
So, like, you know what I mean? You want to keep arguing about some shit. How about that was the past? How about we let that go and then we just grow from here?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to stay there. Like, it's not necessary. But some people really get, like, literally, some people literally get caught up in the past. And they use that as the reason why they can't move forward. And instead of understand, go ahead.
I'm sorry, my bad.
You fine, bro.
I said that's why I love that I'm independent, because, bro, like, man, you niggas is just in y'all feelings, and no, I'm not about to go on a whole apology tour. No. If you don't get it, so be it.
An apology tour for what? Like, we're gonna call Big Sexy up. I mean, we could, which would be fun. You can call Big Sexy up and get him on a live. I'm not gonna do nothing but cause more problems. You bring Big Sexy right here, the jokes is gonna fly. It's gonna go crazy.
The funny thing about it, what they don't know is he gonna, like, he don't give a fuck. Like this nigga don't give a fuck more than we don't give a fuck. Like, y'all talk about us, he probably gonna have more jokes than us. Like, that nigga is like.
Shout out to him, man.
Don't give a damn. Like,
I'm gonna move to this question in the yo. Shout out to everybody that's on J Hill Live. It's funny because every week he asks me, should I put this on live? I'll be like, yes, nigga, people over there. So shout out to Just Vaughn. I hope babe. I hope I'm not messing up your name. Okay.
Yo, before you about to read? What you about to read? Because somebody asked a question. I wanted to get to that question.
How important is mentorship?
Yes. They've been asking that. Yeah.
So how important is mentorship in the podcasting field? What advice can you give to someone who is looking for a mentor? Let me tell you something, young person, because I don't know if you're a man or a woman, and I don't want to be disrespectful. But what I will tell you is mentorship is important in every aspect of your life. Let me be clear. I'm talking about if you're a parent, you need a mentor. If you start a new business, you need a mentor. If you start a podcast. So the point that I'm saying is you need a mentor in everything. And not only a mentor, but you need a community. And that's one reason why I was really pushing to get the Baltimore Media Coalition out the grounds, because like when you're around
a young lady.
Okay, shout out to her. Is that by us being like me being around Jay being around me, us being around other creatives, we can all problem solve together. Number one, we can all sympathize and empathize with each other. So let's say, for example, this is a classic moment. People, when a person come to me and they just their first year in podcasting, man, I did this whole episode and I forgot to press the record button. I laugh.
How many times I done did that?
Hearty chuckle. And they be like crying, like, no, man, it was the greatest podcast ever. And I'm like, I'm quite
We
sure.
have another greatest podcast.
Facts. And to see where he laughing, he used to call me and be like, nigga, I just and I'd be like, we all do it. You know what I mean? And sometimes niggas be ready to quit because it was such a great moment. And I don't want to do this no more, yo, because da-da-da-da. And it's just like, a mentor is going to laugh at you and just tell you it's going to be all right. Now, what did you do wrong? Now, how can you make sure this doesn't happen again? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we are. We need community and we need mentorship.
Can I go to another aspect of this though?
Go ahead.
Not to contradict what you're saying or even what I'm agreeing with.
Right.
However, you should know what type of mentorship you need and if you're ready for mentorship. And I'm gonna tell you straight up like this, because you might not need somebody to talk to right now. Your mentorship might need to be YouTube University. Because you might need to get the right questions to ask the mentor so you don't waste your mentor time. Mentor ain't just about a mentorship isn't just one-sided, guys, right? It ain't just you take. You need to be able to provide some type of value to your mentor. Like, for example, I shout out to the pro creators, right? Shout out to my guy Joe. Joe asks me so many questions that it only sharpens my game. But he knows what questions to ask because he has some type of foundation. He has a starting point, right? Imagine you just coming, wasting my time asking me, yo, what camera do I need? Nigga, start, right? But also what helps you with the absence of a person mentor is you learning. Sometimes your biggest mentor is the wisdom that you get through your process. Your experience can be your biggest mentor, because sometimes as a mentor, right? And I'm gonna just talk for myself. Sometimes I might give you advice that don't even fit you. Sometimes you gotta learn yourself. I was coming up. One of the and I hate to go so deep into this, but I'm passionate about this, bro. One of the compliments that I hate, bro, I hate backhanded compliments. Like when people be like, "Yo, you grown so much, nigga." I ain't that much different, nigga. I just was in some predicaments that could have went either way. You feel me? Don't come to me saying, or somebody be like, "Yo, Jay, you know why I love Jay Hill, bro? Because he did it his way." Yo, Jay, you doing your thing, man. I love the fact that you stayed you and you did it your own way. Man, go to hell. Why? Because when I was coming up and I was trying to get help from you, you ain't believe in my way. You were telling me I should have did it every other way but this way. But now that I'm doing it this way, you come back and say, yo, I love the fact that you stayed down and you stayed yourself and you did it your own way. Man, go to hell. Go to hell. I don't want that compliment, because when I was trying to get help from you, I could have got here a lot faster if I had the support. So I say that to say, sometimes when you looking for that validation or you looking for that mentorship and what to do, we always want to ask the celebrity, yo, how did you get here? Give me the advice, nigga. No, just do it. That's how I got here. I started. I lost some footage, so now I knew. So before I start recording, I might want to do a test record to make sure my memory card is good and I can save. I know, but I know before I start my recording, make sure everything is plugged in and my audio is synced and is ready to go. Those are things that I might not be able to tell you to do because I'm past that. I'm past that part. I'm worried about uploading the video and the audio and making sure the titles are good and the description match. And I'm worried about that. So I'm not thinking about that because I've been there, done that. Right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but these are things that you got to learn on your own. The best mentor is the experience. It's the real life experience. So you gotta get up there and fuck up that video and not get the recording. Now guess what you learn? Oh, I might need a backup video. You gotta mess up the audio. So now what you learn? I need 2 sources of audio. Why? Because if one go out, I got another source. Right? Like these are things you gotta learn on your own. Nobody is gonna save you. We ask about mentorships as like the savior, like our Lord and Savior. Nobody is here to save you. Get out there, get in the field, and you will learn as you go.
People want mentorship because they want somebody to be an accountability partner, but they're not ready for it. Like you want, like people come to me and be like, "Can you be my mentor?" And then they'll be like, well, why you ain't call me? Nigga, it's not my job to call you, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I like, we'll meet up, or I call them, hey, what's going on? We chatting. Yo, did you do A, B, X, Y, and Z? Oh, yeah. Well, can you remind me? I ain't got time for that, bro. Mentorship is about, I'm gonna give you information. I'll give you access to me, and I give you information. Now, I seen a young lady in the joint. She's talking about, mentorship is a two-way street. And it can be in certain situations, but I wouldn't want you to set your whole life on that. I feel like a lot of people overestimate what they bring to shit. Like, yo, don't always feel like because you're around that, you're going to give me something and that makes it equal. No, nigga, most of the time in mentorship, there's nothing equal about it. It's nice that you're around and it's cool. You can hold a bag to or help run around and some shit like that, but it will never equal out to the amount of information. If that mentor, if that person is truly educated and gifted, what they're going to give you is far outweighing whatever you bring. You know what I'm saying? And there needs to be a learned respect for the mentor. Like, bro, like we have to learn to humble ourselves and to listen, to not waste our mentor's time, to not fucking be all up in a nigga face doing nothing, you know what I'm saying, to bring value to a situation. But also when that person tells you something, you really take it in and you execute it, you know what I mean? So that way you can grow, and I feel like that's what happened. Some people that get access to dope mentors and be fucking wasting that motherfucker's time. So don't waste people's time. The reason why a lot of y'all ain't never gonna get nowhere is because y'all waste your time. You waste their time, you wasting everybody's time. You know what I'm saying? So like get out there and fucking, like you said, run into the wall until you figure it out. You know what I mean?
And also like, it's like a relationship, man. It is a relationship. Bro, y'all be wasting, like, I'm sorry not to regurgitate, but like, y'all niggas be wasting niggas' time, bro. And I'm tired of that. It's be the same relationship shit, bro. Like, listen, be intentional about your desires and what you want. I was talking to Wayne though, and it's funny because I've been there, done that. He's basically talking about retention, right? And I'm like, that's probably like the hardest part about building a team is retention. Same with like small businesses, like think about businesses like Jersey Mike's or like a cheesecake factory. Like the retention be the hardest role because people are in there to get a quick dollar and they out. Is to be the same with this mentorship and the same with like when mentors come, they have no real idea what they want. They get in, they excited for the moment. And then 3 weeks, a month or two later, they tired. They need to get some compensation. They don't like, it's not worth it. It's like, now you wasting my goddamn time. I could have been doing this by myself. You got my hopes up. You got like, bro, it's same with a relationship. Like if you don't want me, go on somewhere. Like you know what I'm saying? Go on somewhere. Like, you wasting my goddamn time. Like, yeah, this 3 weeks is cool. We can enjoy it while it lasts. But like, I'm looking for something long term.
Facts.
Like I'm 33. I ain't looking for a quick hit it and split it right now. And if I am, I'm gonna tell you. So if you are, tell me. Let me know. Say, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be here for long. It's a good time, not a long time. So make sure you utilize me while you can. Right? Like y'all be coming in like, man, yeah, I'm ready to build. I'm ready to build. And you ain't ready to build a damn thing, but my motherfucking hopes and let them down. Like that's the only thing you're trying to build.
Because a lot of people come into this thinking that it's easy, and a lot of the people have never built something. So this will be their first or second time trying to get into something. Like, and that's why I try to have conversations with people before I even get involved. Well, tell me, what did you do before this? And if they all tell me about the job, and I had a kid and a job, but you ain't never really did nothing and held it down for a decade or more, well, nah, you don't need to be doing this because you're not ready for this. You have to be willing to change. This is a lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Jay Hill doing this every week is a lifestyle. We talk all week long about what we're going to talk about. We talk about our regular lives. We talk about other things that's going on. We both control networks outside of this show. Bro, this is a lifestyle. I'm on a schedule because I need to make sure this shit goes live every fucking week. Same thing with him. Bro, y'all niggas ain't ready to change your life. A lot of y'all, the TV show is more important, or, you wanting to be sniffing up your kid's ass all day is more important, and all that other stuff, which is nothing wrong with having children, but you got to understand, bro, you can do anything you want in life as long as you are ready to handle the responsibility that comes with it. This show can't be an option for me. This is a job. I've got to show up, whether there's money attached or there's not money attached. This is it. Sunday, 12 o'clock. We got to be here. Topics, this, that. yo, there is nothing else in the life. Regardless of what's going on. Only time I'm not here is like if it's there was a funeral one weekend I couldn't come, somebody died. That's when I was like, all right, I couldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Or like, a graduation happened. All right, cool. I got to put it on hold. But outside of that, bro, we gonna fucking be here. And I feel like a lot of people ain't ready for that. That's the weight of it. You can hear it and shake your head. Yeah, I'll get you, man. Yeah, go hard. But when that shit really come down to it, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to send Shorty home and you was getting some good pussy and then you going to send her home because you got a pod, or you going, no, we can pick it up. Is you really you was getting some money and then now somebody offered you, yo, $200, come on Sunday. Nah, yo, I got a pod.
I got to work.
You got to work. Are you willing to give up the 200 to go to something that's not giving you 200 in that moment? Like that's real discussions, because a lot of people will go, yo, we'll come back to it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and grab this $200-$300 and I'm gonna holler at you. But you fucking up your consistency. Now you're not servicing the fans that you said you wanted. Now you're not showing the consistency to your partners. The thing that makes, and people don't understand, especially when you podcasting with more than one person. Yo, your actions affect their sense of security. I need to see you so that I know that we both in this together. Are we in this together or not? That means I got to show up. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that. Me and Jaden did a bunch of stuff in the past, but there was one conversation. He was like, Jay, come on, bro. Is you going to show up? And I had to hear that. I got to hear that. Not be offended. I got to go, all right, I understand. Other people done came and gone and he ain't had that. All right, come on. All right, let's do it. If you ready, I'm ready. I always tell him that, nigga. If you're ready, I'm ready. If you're gonna be here, I'm gonna be here. Let's do it.
Nice. I like that. Yo, another 30 minutes went past. I feel like we sectioned this episode really well. We need to like take some notes from ourselves. Question: You mentioned Baltimore earlier.
Yeah.
You were in a space where like you were super invested into like Baltimore music, specifically the underground music, which I love. Me, not so much. I kind of skated into this. Yeah, kind of, right. I'm wondering from your perspective, like, where do you think the state of like Baltimore music is at? And not selfishly, not just from your realms. If you could think outside the box and really look outside into Baltimore as a whole, as a culture when it comes to music, where do you see it right now?
I feel like it's leaning too far into one direction.
Like what?
Meaning that it's like Baltimore is becoming synonymous with street music. And it's always been a thing, you know what I mean? But we have a beautiful tapestry of creatives that create a variety of styles of music outside of street music. But because street music catches that fire so much and grows so quickly, it kind of outshadows the greats like the Greenspans and, you know what I'm saying, this person and that person, like people that create beautiful music that just doesn't get the same notoriety because that audience isn't there. Like he doesn't build his music around this type of thing. You know what I mean?
Isn't that hip hop though? I mean, it ain't like we got 1,000 J. Cole's, but we got 1,000 Moneybagg Yo's, with all due respect. Not like, I'm not trying to disrespect Moneybagg Yo, but like you got more people that make similar music to Moneybagg Yo, Lil Baby, 42 Doug, like more people make similar music like that than a J. Cole. Like, yeah, it's a lot of people who make music like J. Cole. We can name them. Andre 3000 was one of them.
No, you got it.
But it's a lot like Big Sean.
The difference is those people came up in a time period where investors were willing to take a risk because it was about the music and it wasn't about the genre or it wasn't about the topic. Now it's the money goes behind whatever the topic is. You know what I mean? All right, I want more Sexy Reds or I want more of this. So like that's where the money goes. So like, and I'm not here to judge one or the other. Like I love Moose just as much as I love a J Royale. I love YG Tech just as much as I love an Icon to God. Like you know what I'm saying? I love both sides, meaning that I enjoy the music. You're going to hear me bumping some Moose the same way you're going to hear me bumping somebody else. Like, but the problem is the younger generation is like they don't want to hear. If it's not this, they don't want to hear that. And even if I play it for something for them and they be like, man, that's dope, they not necessarily wanting to add it to that because they don't want. You see, a lot of people, like the generation I came from, we stood on being the first nigga to hear some shit and be like, "Yo, that's my shit." Now it's like these young kids is like, "All right, that's what's hot. Oh, I'm gonna listen to that." All right, so it's Tech the guy. All right, we're going to listen to Tech. All right, every Tech is the realest. Instead of going like, "Yo, I found somebody over here that's completely different. Man, this shit is hard. You ain't never heard that shit before." It's like conformity has become the formula. We all got to conform. We all got to dress the same. We all got to fucking wear the same sneakers. We all got to go to the same places, talk to the same. We all got to mess with the same girls. Like, that's the problem with this new generation. Instead of, when I grow up, I was like, I don't want to dress like you. I don't want to, you got those sneakers. I don't want those sneakers. Nah, because you got them. I wanted to have a different look. I wanted to have a different vibe. Like, and it kind of shows in the way I am now. When I see other people doing some shit, I don't want to do that. I want to do something different.
Right.
So like, it actually causes a lot of arguments in my meetings with my team because a lot of them want me to be like, yo, we should be more like this other thing. And I'm like, I don't want to be nothing like them niggas. And I don't give a fuck if that works on the numbers. Like, we got to figure it out. You know what I mean?
We had a similar, but
we had that argument all the time. We had that argument all the time.
Like, I feel like it was different. It was the opposite with us though.
What you mean? Oh, so you trying to, that's only with certain shit. That's only with certain shit. Please, like, because when it comes to behind the scenes business is it's just what it is, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I just think the industry is like that in general. I don't think it's just a Baltimore thing. I think that's just what it is. Like, I feel like the street niggas, they win for a reason, and they've always been winning. So when it comes to Baltimore, ain't no different. Like, you got YG Tech, you got Young Moose, you got Money Jake, you got NSG Chaz, you got like, it's like these niggas are winning because they in the streets, but that's the same across the board in the industry. Like,
and I will also say this is that, like, when you are young, like the ones that reach the top are the ones that understand that I got to use whatever I got to get where I need to go. Each one of the ones that's the ones right now, if you sit down and hear them tell a story, it wasn't about having a fuck ton of money. It was about taking advantage of a moment or finding something that fucking people really tapped into, and they ran them streets and ran them numbers up, bro. Like,
who pops first?
What? In what situation? What do you mean?
Baltimore.
Tech is first out the gate, and we even talking with Moose being in a position he in with Yeezy, and I don't even know if that's really a position or if that's just him taking some pictures and trying to make it seem something.
Wait, no, it's a position, nigga. Did you see? He went from fucking. He had to have like 150,000 followers, bro.
Oh yeah,
the nigga is at 1.1 million.
Okay,
you said okay, like that's a big deal.
Do you really want to have this conversation? Because
we should talk about Baltimore. This is the shit that's gonna get us the clicks, right? I mean, shit. Let's do it.
Let's go get this shot too. I'm here. You in Atlanta? You can.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to get your shot. No.
But no, we gonna do that.
Maybe not. Then let's not have a conversation.
No. What's this dude person? Sir Brewer said, for me to start my platform, I need some real capital. No, you don't. You need some capital, but you don't need no real capital. I feel like that's the bullshit. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. But let me back to Moose. I love Moose. Let's start there. Moose has looked out for me. I've gotten 3 Moose interviews in my lifetime. None of them are on camera. They were all radio stuff before I realized that cameras were important. He did the cover of my magazine. The day he got out of jail, he did an interview for me, a photo shoot, and an interview for my magazine, all in the same day. He had his babies with him, his baby mother, his uncles, his cousins. He was 30 deep in my office doing a bunch of shit for me. I will never discount this nigga. He also gave me the ability to use his brand to start an additional radio station that we partnered on together. So like, I have so much love for Moose and I want to see him win. Mm-hmm. However, he has the tendency to be erratic. He has the tendency to not have infrastructure within his business. Moose has always been the kind of like,
he a hood nigga.
He a hood nigga.
Like, I mean,
he don't trust nobody. And that's really, if y'all want to know why Baltimore niggas ain't the dope rapper niggas that sell drugs and be rapping, the reason why they don't take off is because they don't want to do no type of business. They don't trust people like me. Yeah, right. To them, business is fake. To them, having to get up and do all of this organized stuff, they don't want to do that shit, and they don't want to talk to people like me that are experts in that field. Because to me, they're like, "Yo, what street you come from? Like, who your family? Like, I'm not a drug dealer, my nigga. You trying to like street fact check me is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So those people are naturally gonna stray away from those types that they need to take their business to another place. That's the reason why I'm like, yeah, cool. So you stood next to Ye, great. You got a million new followers, great. So
I mean, but we can't ignore that. That's a huge like stepping stone to where you want to go.
He could have been making millions back when he had 100,000 followers. If you couldn't get your business right when you had 100,000, now that you at 1.1, it don't make no difference. The problem is still the problem. At some point, you have to go, hey, I need to either sign with a management company or organization that's going to get me what I need, that's going to get me situated and help me conduct my business. You know what I'm saying? Or I got to learn how to do it myself. I pray on everything holy that my man gets himself into a situation where they're going to take care of him, not take advantage of him. Because Moose is very susceptible to in that situation where, all right, you could be around Ye. You ain't, how you know what paperwork you should sign? He don't got a lawyer. He don't got an entertainment lawyer. He has nobody that really knows the game like that.
Well, we don't know that. We can't say that. We don't know that. We don't right now. He might not have had it before. Hey, I'm just saying we don't know that. We don't know that man business right now. We can grow every day. We grow every day.
I love you, Moose, bro. I only want the best for you. I want you to do millions. I feel like you have the ability to be one of the illest niggas out. Yo, when he comes out and he be fussing like I put all of these niggas on, Moose is not wrong, bro.
No, I mean,
Moose put all these niggas
like,
bro, Moose,
right now. Moose is one of the originators when it comes to this new hip hop shit in Baltimore, right? Like, I mean, I think, and again, you were here before me, but once a time. Smash, right? But after the Smash era and the who was it?
There's a Smash, Boss Man, Mully Man.
Yeah, like after that era, it came a new era. And I think, and if I'm not mistaken, I think God rest his soul. Scooter. I think it was Moose first, then Moose, came Scooter,
then Scooter.
Yeah,
then this whole new wave. You know what I'm saying?
Like I don't yeah, I don't know. Like, so I'm with him on that. Like, I feel him, but I was just wondering, do you think? So, I don't think it's a who pops first, really. I think it's what is the success in their eyes, and what is the success to Baltimore.
Nah, for me, the question is, what are you gonna do for the city when you pop?
What can you do though? That's not a fair question. What do you expect them to do?
Okay, let me tell you what Tech can do. Easy. Tech can easily do this. Tech takes the next 3 years. He signs to a major. He pops big singles, 2-3 back-to-back smash hits worldwide, touring, opening up, doing his own thing, killing it. Then he uses that leverage to get a label situation, meaning that he gets investment capital. Somebody gives him $50 million. He opens up a label office in Baltimore, fully funded. So now what a smart nigga would do is go find the major producers in the city that make hot records, that know how to develop artists, put them in situations and say, bring me the next hot thing. And then he becomes the conduit through which artists can come through, R&B singers, rappers. They can come through No Excuses Records or whatever the name of the label is going to be. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Being able to put real money into situations. The same thing Dream Bigger was doing with because like they were creating, D1 was creating a whole situation where artists could be funneled through a system. So you had Tate go first, then you had Band Hunter Izzy, then you had what's the two boys that they did the group before Shorty broke off?
Peso the Mafia.
Piece of the Mafia came through. Then it was Shorty. Then they was working on my man's what you call it. See, that's what we needed. We needed a system.
But they didn't. But I don't think it's fair to put the artist shouldn't have that hold on that back. Like I can't expect YG Tech to put that together. That's not his place to do. His place is to become this dope, this good ass rapper. And I want to bring this up because I literally just seen this conversation with LaRussell and Waka Flocka, right? Like I don't think that YG Tech is our knight in shining armor and our savior. Like he's a dope ass rapper, and I think he should be able to have the space to be a dope ass rapper. Like to have that expectations of he should be a rapper. He should get 50 mil, open up a record label in Baltimore so he can get other artists. Like no, like I think him just being from Baltimore, representing Baltimore, doing some collabs with artists from Baltimore is good enough. Like, bro, that ain't.
I agree with that. If that's what he decides to do for himself, I'm never gonna knock him for that. You're never gonna hear me go, yo, you could have did so much more. No, let me tell you something. YG Tech, what he's done right now, he don't really have to do nothing else. He has set a precedent that no artist before him has ever been able to do, to independently establish yourself as a fully functioning business with multiple entities involved in it, and to have enough streaming money to where you don't have to work a day job and you are comfortable. You are a success, bro. He is already a success.
Like you were saying, as if he got popping, he should bring back and like get a record label.
I'm saying, I mean, you were asking me kind of like, yo, how do you feel like, you know what I mean, we could change the game. And I'm saying that would be a great way to change the game.
That would be something that I think.
I don't feel like he has to do that. If he would, I know that he wants to do it because that's been a part of his plan. Like he's been wanting to drop his label, but it's
you know what I think? I think I would look at that job to be for somebody like you or Ronald.
Right.
Because that's your space.
Correct.
Right. Like my job would be to create a notable name for media in Baltimore. As I grow, I come back to Baltimore and I create a space where artists can come to Baltimore, or when they do come to Baltimore, they have a mainstream platform. Anything other than that, like, you feel me? So like to say that like he should have to like make a record label. It's like, whoa, hold up, let's slow down. Like let me play this. I want to get your thoughts. Let me play this.
No, go ahead.
Ross and these guys put together 100 million all together and create a big major label.
Hold up, I'm gonna refresh it.
Why didn't Diddy, Jay-Z, fucking?
How do I make it bigger? Pause.
That's a good question. Yo, don't you got a thing that can make you that make that window bigger? Or pause, increase the size of the font and all that, like a thing to make the whole screen bigger? No.
I clearly suck at this. Hold up, I'm gonna just go back.
Who page is that on? Oh, that's on the Russell page. Is that old?
It's not that old.
Why didn't Diddy, Jay-Z, fucking Ross and these guys put together 100 million all together and create a big major label? Something, right? Some things don't be for them to bring for every message isn't for every messenger. You got a certain message that you supposed to bring to the world that's only gonna come through you. It wasn't for them niggas to do, because I be thinking that shit all the time. I'm like, some of the shit I be doing that niggas like, that shit groundbreaking. It ain't no new shit. Nigga, we been throwing parties in the backyard my whole life. But I was the first nigga to be like, no, we gonna take it mainstream. And it's like, why? It's just because I was the one that was supposed to do that. You feel me? Why didn't?
Yeah, so
Diddy, Jay-Z,
I don't know if that answers the question, but
these guys put together 100 million all together and create.
Pause that joint.
My bad.
Here, you good.
But yeah, like I don't think that message needs to come from Tech though, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, just collab with other artists from the city, which he's been doing, right? I mean, that's what I would say. Like even this conversation of like Los, like I don't think people give Los enough credit, because I feel like, again, when I went to LA, and I'm not just saying this to save face, like I'm the same regardless. Like, I'm sorry, I don't say this to save face, but I say that to say, like, when I went to LA, I think I stayed in Los crib.
Right.
Everybody I know that went to LA link with Los, but somehow every time there's a conversation around Los in Baltimore, he ain't do shit. It's like, God damn, what do y'all expect him to do?
I feel like the problem with certain people that got that perspective is like he didn't do what they felt like he should have did, or he might not have returned their DM or came to their event or whatever. Like sometimes when people
everybody, bro.
It's not everybody.
You know what that remind me of?
There's a lot of fucking Los fans that just love Los, and I mean, like, but the thing is that when Los step in, like, this is the crazy part. Los has done so much for so many random niggas that didn't know what to do with his celebrity. That was the fucking problem. He would swing through Baltimore for niggas for damn near little to nothing. Come do a whole concert, do a show for a nigga, show up, sign autographs, do all type of shit. And niggas didn't know what to do with niggas don't even know how to put him in the right space. So a lot of people didn't see it. They didn't see the charity. They didn't see the love. They didn't see him putting them efforts forth because it wasn't enough, notoriety around it. But go ahead.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, I don't know. A lot of the conversation I hear around Baltimore, when it comes to Baltimore and we talking about Los, is always he don't put on for the city like he should. And I'm like, bro, everybody I know from the city that went to LA, they didn't go to LA without going through Los first.
Word. Now, if I've had the conversation that all of the older acts should be connecting with the younger acts, and there should be more back, meaning that, like, if I'm Cisco, I should be going to Tech and being like, yo, what can I do to help?
What can Cisco do for Tech though?
Take them on tour, do a record together. Like, I don't know. I mean, but
some people listen to Cisco don't want to hear no YG Tech. And the niggas that listen to YG Tech don't want to hear no Cisco.
I mean, but even if it's just mentorship, even if it's just giving you information or walking you in the doors, like, that should just always be that, give and take for everything. Same thing, whether if it's like, all right, Los, you feel like Los and Tech can't do a record together, like, and that wouldn't mean something?
Yeah, but it just happened. Like, Los ain't putting out no music right now. Like, I think he's working on a project now, so that makes sense. If he's working on a project now, I would love to see a feature from Los and YG Tech. Yeah, that would be fire. But, like, other than that, Los just been doing his thing, getting his money with his features and shit like that. Like, he ain't been really doing it. Like, if anything, Tech got the upper hand. Tech been outside, and I love Los.
I feel like I said, Tech is he's in the best position ever. However, there's still information, bro.
I don't know.
Like we discount information like it doesn't mean shit. Cisco used to be one of the biggest artists in the world, bro.
Sure.
So even just letting a nigga understand what it's like to operate in that space, and even down to just being open. Like, once again, just I want the young and the old to stop being so separated from each other. Like, yo, y'all don't have to do a record together for y'all to be family. And to be there to support each other as they grow. You know what I mean? Tech is in a unique space. So he needs information. So, like, just being a part of each other's ecosystem or just being around each other makes a difference. You know what I mean? So, and that's where we have to start being as Baltimore. Baltimore needs to just be around each other. Bro, we don't all need to be in our little cubby holes looking at each other, making statements about each other without knowing each other. Get together. Like, Houston niggas be together, nigga. Atlanta niggas be together. Like,
I feel like Baltimore niggas be together. It's just not like, where in the world is everybody with everybody? Like, even in Atlanta, I'm learning that them niggas not fucking with each other. Like, they fuck with their group, but their group is just lit. New York, they don't fuck with everybody, but their group is lit. So we just got to get a group of niggas that's hot and get more than one group, because if we look at it, Tech is fucking with Scola. Yeah. Tech is fucking with Roddy Rax. Tech is fucking with Chaz. Tech is fucking with like, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of hearing that, like, Baltimore is not something because of X, Y, and Z. Bro, these niggas fuck with each other.
That's a fact. Hey, I want to make a comment. Somebody in the joint, I forgot, none over or whatever. I don't know what that means. The vets got to stop gatekeeping. Young lady or whomever, man, sir, whoever you are. Let me tell you something. The name of the game is follow the leader. Period. You create hot shit, people are gonna follow you.
Yes.
People only gatekeep when you ain't got nothing to come through the door with, and you saying open the door for me, and they like what you got for me, and you ain't got shit. You just feel like niggas should just open the door. No, nigga, you need to build your value up to the point where they don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
I think again. I think I said it before. I know people might not agree with this, but I don't think Baltimore has a sound. I think that's the issue. Like,
you have a sound.
If you listen to what's the sound? Because if you listen to,
it's a mixture between like Detroit and fucking and.
But listen to what you just said. The sound is a mixture of Detroit. Detroit sounds like what? Detroit.
Yeah.
Atlanta sounds like what? Atlanta. Like
yeah.
Memphis sounds like what? Memphis sounds like Memphis. So like when you
know what Baltimore sound is? Club music. Mighty Mark, nigga. Go get you a Mighty Mark record. Go get you a Mighty Mark album and turn the fuck up. That's how I love
Mighty Mark, but niggas don't want to hear that shit. Nobody listen to no fucking club music. I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh, then put some drill on it and shit. Throw some guns in the video and let's go. Like,
hey, the club culture want to hear that, but we don't want to hear that. Like, I got respect for Mighty Mark because I know the impact he has on the culture, but I know that from my experience. But outside of me knowing that, niggas don't give a fuck. Like, I know that because I'm invested in the culture. But everybody else that's not invested, they could care less. We already said that the hip hop, the streets is running the rap scene right now, right? So with that being said, and I'm not trying to be ignorant. Again, I love Mighty Mark. I hope
niggas can't dance. I'm just playing. I'm fucking.
No, so I'm looking at like, bro, you listen to YG Tech.
Yeah.
You listen to Roddy Racks.
Yeah.
And NSG Chaz. It's so Money Jake. TMC the Don. Even when you go down to Shorty, they all sound different. Wabi Escola. None of them niggas sound the same for real.
Thank God.
But I think that's the issue. It's like we can't break through because we don't have one sound.
I don't necessarily feel like we need one sound to break through. I just feel like niggas need to continue doing great business and they need to build their businesses up. Like that's what they need to do. And they can't keep. I feel like the problem with these young dudes that's popping right now is they think the solution is let me drop another song and another video. Yo, all right, let me continue to drop another song and another video. Yo, niggas ain't launching their merch. Niggas ain't building brand. You know, like
they're not lit off of launching merch though, Jay. Come on, man. I ain't see no Moneybag Yo because he was fucking dropping a shirt.
But Moneybag Yo is signed to Yo Gotti, bro. Like that's
before he was signed to Yo Gotti, he was making music. That's why he got signed to Yo Gotti, though.
Yes, he got signed, but he had street money, then took the street money to get signed, and then got on tour. So he don't have to worry about that. We talking about being independent in Baltimore. We don't have an upstream right now. So like a lot of these niggas, the only thing you could do is build a business so that you can focus on doing music every day. If you don't build a business around what you do, you're never going to be able to take it to the next level. All you're going to be doing is dropping songs, dropping videos, smoke a lot of weed, eat, fuck bitches, have 15 kids, drop a song. Like that's all these niggas do here.
I feel like we need one sound. They said we don't need one. I think we need one. If you look at Memphis sounds like Memphis. Detroit sounds like Detroit. Atlanta sounds like Atlanta.
I feel like once New
York sounds like New York.
I feel like once we start moving and grooving a little bit more, once we get a couple of super really hot, I mean, we do have a bunch of hot producers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to disrespect none of the greats that's from this city, but we need to like once the producers in the city really start focusing on creating a unique sound, then you'll get that. But like, yeah, it's gonna take time and collaboration, and the artists have to want to create that sound. Like right now, niggas is just trying to do whatever they need to do to get on. So like, you know, and right now it's like, it's once again, it's a game of follow the leader. All right, is this what making niggas go crazy? All right, pull up one of them beats. How many times? Oh man, let me tell you how many times. Hold on. I can't tell you how many times I've been in studio sessions and what niggas do. I need to start a new song. Yo, pull up a like Yo Gotti beat. And they'll go to YouTube and be like, Yo Gotti type beat. And then they'll literally go listen to the beats, pick one and start doing songs. If that ain't follow the leader, I don't know what the fuck else. But go ahead. So,
no, I was going to say, I was seeing the club music reference again. I don't know. I personally don't think that's, I mean, I hope it's it, but I don't think that's going to push us over the top.
I want to get some more people from the city on here. I want to have this conversation with other people from the city. I feel like, well, fuck, I'm just an old nigga and you a fucking, young nigga. So I feel like we need to bring some more artists. Let's have the argument with them niggas. Tell them to jump on this fucking live and let's go crazy.
I don't know. Tag who y'all want to be. I don't want to talk to them. Nigga, they got their own thing. We got our own thing. I love them, but
I didn't ask them to come buy into our show. I just want them to come on and talk some shit. Like, because I really want to ask a nigga, well, why isn't all right, what is your focus? And why isn't your focus on creating a unique sound that's just Baltimore? Because they might tell us some different shit. Like, nigga, we is a Baltimore sound. Like, this is, and then we can go, really? Because sometimes niggas might know. All right, here they go.
I think right? OTR Chaz might. OTR. So what I will say is the groups might have different. The groups might have similar sounds. Like OTR Chaz has a similar sound to a Roddy Rax.
Word.
Like similar.
Jerry Holmes says your circle too small. Whose circle is too small? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, young man? Y'all see, y'all better start checking y'all background for y'all getting this comments talking shit. Cause y'all don't know who the fuck you talking to. ain't much moving around this city I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's just continue to have some fun. Yo, I really wanted to real quick. I want to talk about the freshman cover. And I know you don't give a fuck about this, man. Because I want to talk about. I just said I want to talk about the freshman cover. Now, I'm super excited. 2 artists that I super fuck with is on this cover. Both of them from Texas. That's crazy. Do you know who's? You don't know none of these niggas.
I know Big X the Plug. I know Maya the Don. I know Honcho. I know Scarlip. I know Skilla Baby. I know the other nigga from Texas that with the grills. I know Boss Man D-Lo. I know who else is on here.
4 Bats.
4 Bats.
I never heard of. All right, I only know 4 Bats because Drake did a remix is wrong. Mm-hmm. I never heard of Cash Cobain.
I know Cash Cobain from New York. Yeah, he did a lot of. He's writing for Drake.
Okay, who's Skilla Baby?
Skilla Baby. Gary, you're fine. Like, I forgot whatever song like, but Skilla Baby is hot, boy. He's going crazy right now.
Word. Okay. I don't. Rich Amiri.
So Rich Amiri, I really don't know who he is, but Wayno would just put me on yesterday. He was saying like he got super motion.
And Lay Banks.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so the reason why I'm even bringing this up as a topic of conversation is, to me, I feel like this is a reference point of what's popping for the time period. Double XL does a pretty fair job of picking out of the menagerie of artists that's in the field and going, all right, these are the people that are the most impactful in this time period. They may not be the highest streaming artists because they're new, but hey, they're impacting in the area that they're going in, and their wave and motion is enough to say that we can see them doing big things in the next year or two, meaning that you're moving from the freshman class, being a complete independent that nobody know, to now you about to move on a national stage. I love that conceptually. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's important that we keep our eye on what's coming up, as well as talking about what's new. Of this list, there's only really 2 artists that I really love off this list that I'm like, yo, these niggas is really, I listen to them on a regular basis. And the first one is, hold up, where's the fluff ball? My stuff at? All right. So the first one is him. Big X the Plug. I love Big X the Plug, bro. And I hate all of you dirty bitches and niggas that get in his comments and talk about how big he is, even though he's crazy big. That's definitely needs to see the doctors, maybe hit the gym, but I still love him because his music is fire. I've got about 8-10 songs that I picked out of all his projects, and I got a playlist, and he go crazy. Yo, that Mexican OT is my other absolute favorite right now. Like, him having the music videos with the chickens and the fucking horses, like him showing this really country vibe with doing that, signature Texas sound, crazy music. The next thing I would say, shout out to is Scar. I've just been hearing a lot about Boss Man D-Lo, but most of it has been like TMZ drama, him with different women and stuff like that. And then Scar is Scarlett, or I thought it was Lip Scar. I've heard a lot about her recently because of some twerking thing, but I've also seen some records that she did. I think it's kind of dope. I just don't understand what.
It could be argued that she don't belong in it. I could see somebody arguing that.
Yeah, I don't understand, what all of that is. But my bottom line comment is, if I don't have a XXL, how the hell would I even know what's popping nationally? Like, there's so much going on streaming wise. There's so much going on my Instagram. Like, I'm being serviced with so much different stuff, even on YouTube, because there are so many new artists coming out. Yo, we gotta respect the fact that XXL is at least going, hey, nigga, we're at least paying attention enough to pluck out some names and present them to you. Now, my question to you is, do you feel like there's somebody that's not on the list that you feel like should be on the list?
Yeah, Shabuzi, for sure. I don't know if they do like straight country, but Shabuzi, 100%.
No, the only reason why Shabuzi doesn't work because he's straight country music right now. He used to rap. But Shabuzi, that nigga, like Shabuzi, I'm surprised you even said that. What the fuck? Where did you find out about Shabuzi?
Shabuzi, man.
I love. Have you listened to the album? The album is
the album is good.
The album is fucking amazing, bro. I love Shabuzi, and I've been on Shabuzi for about a year. You know what I'm saying? When he dropped that first slow joint that I really love. But shout out to him. Outside of Shabuzi, I definitely feel like they got this list right this year.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with Dwayne. I could see a couple of them. Maybe I could see the argument for them not being up there. But I definitely think so. If this is just hip hop, if XXL is just hip hop, then I would see why not Shabuzi. But he's going crazy. I think they got it right. Like, I agree with you. I think Boss Man D-Lo is super consistent right now. He's like. He's probably one of the hottest niggas on there, but so is Honcho. Like, Honcho, I mean, he's going on like his second tour now. Like, Honcho, like, he's been had the juice for a minute. The only person I would say maybe should be up there, maybe Rob 49. I don't think I see Rob 49. Rob 49 can be up there. I like Maya the Don, but I don't know if I would say she belongs there. Maybe not. But I like her.
Somebody said Tommy Richardson. I ain't that
only heard one song.
With a record. That's all I'm saying. He only got the one record. Young Mo, I never heard no records from Young Mo. And Blast was on the list 4 or 5 years ago. Player, y'all missed that train. And I think Rob 49 was on there a couple of years ago. So, like, but shout out to y'all.
Rob 49 was on there a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's already been on there. He already been on there. He said it was there last year.
Okay. I'm gonna say not a couple years ago.
But yeah, man, like I like this list. I've seen lists in the past where I'm like, I don't know who the fuck any of these people are on the list, and I really didn't care less. But when I saw this drop, I was actually kind of like, wow, this is cool. Like, for me to actually know the people that are on the cover, I don't know, maybe maybe it's a thing where I'm like, I'm finally starting to see things. But the next thing it drew me to my next question was like, yo, who is gonna be the lead? Who are the leaders of the new school? Meaning that who's the top of the food chain in the game right now? So what I did was, okay, you feel like, I'm talking about the top of the food chain, not the freshmen. These freshman niggas definitely ain't the top of shit.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Boss Man D-Lo is up there right now.
Now you would think, because we just been talking about Drake and fucking Kendrick Lamar for the last couple of months, and everybody would assume that, Kendrick is going to be on that list of the top streamers. We're saying as of June 3rd, 2024, Drake is the most streamed male rapper on Spotify with 7.7 billion streams probably a month, followed by Travis Scott, 5.5 billion, Kanye West, 5.2 billion. Then behind that comes Future with 4 billion, 21 Savage with 3.9 billion, Lamar with 3.8 billion, Eminem with 3.3 billion, Playboy Cardi with 2.6 billion, Lil Uzi Vert with 2.4 billion. My problem, and then of course Nicki Minaj comes right behind that with hers, and Doja Cat with 943 million streams. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if we look at this list, there are no new school acts. Everybody on this list is damn near 10 years in. Even if you're talking about Playboy Cardi and Lil Uzi Vert, these are seasoned vets. All of these are seasoned vets. So I'm trying to understand, who's.
But I think that's why, though. I mean, I think that's why they're not up there, because this is a catalog of music. They have years of streams that's piling up. That's why they have so many. It's not just 2 to 3 years. So I don't even think we can compare it. I don't think that would be fair.
Okay, so let's see. None Over said these are the real leaders of the new school, hands down. She's saying Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Kodak Black, Moneybagg Yo, and NBA YoungBoy. Would you feel like the leaders of this time period are those guys? If we're putting those mega gods that I just listed, the top streamers, do we really say that Lil Durk is at the forefront of what's going on right now? And I'm talking about cultural impact. Go ahead.
The younger people, I think that's what they're saying. I think like when it comes to the younger generation, they're the one that helped spearhead this, open the door for the other young to come, like a Lil Durk, right? Lil Baby. I don't know what else they said, but yeah, like maybe not. They're not touching Drake and Future, but when you talk about the wave under them, they definitely the wave.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Drake and all them. I feel like they are out of the competition at this point. They just, because they're so big, they just exist. And when they just shake their hands, everybody come. Because a lot of these dudes, they don't come to award ceremonies no more. Like, these niggas ain't outside where everybody's out here competing. When I look at Durk and Baby and Kodak, these niggas are competing. These niggas are having to put out albums. They're the ones consistently touring. They're the ones consistently, making the moves to really move the culture. Whereas, like, Drake decided to come out whenever he come out, nigga. He'll drop a verse with a nigga, heat the block up, and then fucking go on vacation. Same thing with Kendrick, same thing with Ye, same thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're not competing anymore because they're so established. That's the reason why I'm like, it's so important to really kind of get an understanding of where this new generation is going. Like, who is the top people? The only reason why I say I hate the fact that all of these guys are pretty much the same. When you say Durk, Baby, Black, Kodak Black, Moneybagg Yo, NBA, they're all exactly the same.
What you mean, like music wise or
music, subject matter? They all tatted up head to toe. They all do drug, gun music. They all don't give a fuck about bitches and do whatever the fuck they want to do. And it's all about money and bitches and cars and killing. That's it. All of them. None of them are talking about anything different. They all are talking about the same exact shit.
We saying Durk, Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo,
Kodak Black, NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's crazy. It's like we have gotten so far away from diversity. It's crazy. All right, somebody said Rod Wave.
At a time.
Wow.
At a time.
Yeah. I feel like he's still trying to get past his biggest hits. I think Rod Wave, like the other artists that we just talked about, none of them got established through one record. They just got established through grind and album, just dropping dope albums and mixtapes and stuff like that. Whereas, and I'm not trying to say it works against Rod Wave, but I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. Is that he just dropped such of a mega single in his, coming out that it's been working against.
He had some hits after that.
A nigga say Jid, stop, get out of here, y'all, stop playing.
No, niggas like Jid though. JID, that's what I'm assuming you talking about.
Yeah. I love Jid, but I'm like, he's not moving culture.
Yeah, he's not moving the needle, but he's one of them people that get the respect though. Like, people know and they respect him.
Yeah,
the ones that know.
Yeah, the downside of the Dreamville camp is the only person that's really got the wave going in the Dreamville camp is fucking J. Cole. Everybody else is sad reflections of their boss. So, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like they definitely need to do something different. Jid definitely needs to get off that label, and he needs to go crazy on his own. He needs to fucking work his ass off. He needs a couple of hits, couple more hits with him by himself, not him with somebody else, and I feel like people will start like looking at him differently. I ain't gonna go too far off of that, but anyway, that's all I got with that, bro. I just wanted to make sure we talked about it. I felt like I wanted to make sure we got some great conversation on music. I'm glad we talked about some Baltimore music. I definitely want to bring some people on to continue this conversation. And
who
man,
we got on?
Oh no, not right now. I'm talking about like another day.
Go ahead, man. If you want,
I'll throw some people on. I'll figure out something. I wanted to be hot though. I ain't trying to bring in some niggas just to be on some random ass homie
like,
shit.
What you mean? Like hot? Like what?
No, I definitely was like, I definitely gonna probably reach out to Chaz or somebody like that, get them on and kind of like just have some fun with it.
I like OTR Chaz, bro.
You know what I mean? I definitely feel like that would be good. Man, I'm just tapping. Can I answer the question? Go ahead. I don't even know what the question. I have no idea. Raw Dope was saying something about tapping. Can I answer the question? Go ahead and answer the question. So, with that being said, did you want to talk about anything else before we got up out of here, or did you?
I wouldn't mind. I'm kind of tired, but I wouldn't mind. Bro, I was up until like 5 o'clock in the morning.
The baby?
Nah, man.
This nigga was out living. Hey, man. I appreciate you listening to me every now and then, bro. I do. Because I know I was kind of on you about like, nigga, you just been in the house looking at the goddamn wall. I just wanted you to get out and live a little bit. So I'm proud of you, yo. Thank you for listening to me, yo.
But I'm just so accustomed to being in the house. You feel me? I'm accustomed to being with the fam, like.
Yeah, but we gotta live, bro. We gotta live. Seriously. You know what I mean? The big three of the new wave of hip hop. Okay, there you go. Drop them in the joint. All right. I was having a conversation. All right, like I was telling you about something before we came on.
Oh yeah. Go get into it. Let's get it.
And I know niggas is gonna kill me over there. They're like, damn, yo, we was just talking about hip hop. Now y'all done switched into this crazy shit. All right. So the topic is I was with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Taking somebody somewhere, and we were having a discussion about, they have a kid, their kid is going through some personal issues. And I try to, as a person that doesn't have kids, I try to tread lightly because I understand people to be like, life is hard and you don't have kids and you don't know what the fuck it is to have children. And I get it. But a frustration I carry is I don't feel like in our community, we prepare our children enough for the world. I feel like what happens is that we get so obsessed with trying to spoil the children, or we are so focused on not wanting the children to have the same environment that we were raised in, and that we end up not preparing them for the world that they're going to live in. I'm going to give you an example. Got into an argument with the homie. He's telling me about how, women have it hard because, they don't have, they have to live in fear where men don't have to live in fear. I said, what?
She said, man. Wait.
We about to have a real conversation. I'm bringing it all together. I promise you. Look, the world is filled with what? Murderers, killers, rapists. That's just a part of having 8 billion people on a planet. You have a lot of different people with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different points of views of the world. Is it beneficial to us as the few good people to whine about the world and try to force people to change? Or does it make more sense for us to prepare ourselves for the world that we're going to live in? Y'all, I'm saying this slow because I really want this shit to hit home. Are you really thinking that is it more possible for the entire world to change so that every woman can walk the world and be completely safe and never have to worry about shit? Do you really feel like that's going to happen? Or is it more beneficial for us to stop babying women and stop babying children and let us start treating everybody the same way men get treated? Because guess what? When I was sent out to go to school, if I was to come home and tell my dad, yo, a boy pushed me, what he gonna say? Did you defend yourself? No. So what the hell you coming and talking to me for? Deal with that person. My dad would say, deal with the problem. What you coming to me for? I taught you how to defend yourself. Defend yourself. Now, he's also saying, I'm not saying go and knock this person's teeth out and cause a problem. You have to learn how to deal with the problem. So does that mean you got to learn how to tell some jokes? Does that mean you got to learn how to avoid this person? As men, we are raised to deal with problems differently, meaning that we have to learn that if the 6'5" dude come and he all muscle and he want to come in and play and be aggressive, we have to learn how to deal with that, right, Jay? Am I wrong in that? Like, you either gonna knuckle it up with this nigga, you gonna tell some jokes, or you gonna avoid some shit. So on my way to take this person to get their children, I said, what is more helpful to your child and to your life? If this person is having a problem with bullying, what does that normally mean? That they have lack of self-confidence, A. B, they don't have the ability to defend themselves. Or C, they keep drawing attention for some reason, which probably is built around 1 and 2 because they not confident and they insecure. So like, yo, how do you deal with that? I said, and then as I'm telling this person, like, yo, why don't you enroll them in the mixed martial arts? Or why don't you enroll them in the boxing classes? Oh, I thought about that. You thought about it? How old is this person? Oh, my child 13. What are we doing here? How long are you going to wait to put that? Who are you going to wait till they turn 30 to put them into a class? I said, when you have problems, you not addressing the problem immediately opens up opportunities for the problems to exacerbate, to get bigger. If you got a child, or if you yourself are dealing with issues, the longer you wait, the more complicated the problem becomes, right? So why are we not dealing with the problem? Why do we keep going, man, I wish kids would keep their hands to themselves. Maybe I need to take the child to another school. No, it seems like you're not addressing the problem. It keeps seeing that you keep moving the goalposts, or you create crutches for yourself. Well, instead of me learning how to defend myself, now I'm going to run and grab a gun. And now everywhere I go, I'm gonna be a bullshit tough guy with a gun. That's a crutch. If you can't learn to deal with the realities of life, so whine about it, trying to force the world to conform to you is ridiculous. But what you can do is solve the problem. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I'm frustrated because the shit gets annoying. Because how many times have we told everybody about making better, making progress? Making progress is addressing issues as they happen. If you see something, hey, my big ass, hey, bro, you having a problem going up and down steps, or you this and that. Guess what? I got to start eating different, bro. I got to start meal prepping. I got to start walking. I got to start working out. Hey, I'm 45 years old, bro. It's not going to fix itself. I can keep saying, yo, the whole world needs to be on one floor. I can't keep taking. That's ridiculous. That's just a ridiculous concept. But guess what you got to do? I have to address it now. I can't address it next week. I can't keep waiting for the best situations. And here's the other part. We all keep saying, so the person was saying, well, I don't want my kid to feel like if I talk to them about these issues, they're going to feel a kind of way. Cool. So instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. So why don't you put your kid in sports? I said, because number one, you learn how to work in a team. Number two, you get exercise. Number three, you build confidence. You build obstacles for them to get over. The problem with a lot of times, we don't want to put obstacles in the way of our children, but you cannot grow strength without obstacles. We can't grow without something to go over. You need to learn how to win. You need to learn how to lose. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are the essential parts of things that we need to become strong human beings, to become strong winners. We don't raise our generations. We, like, the person wanted to talk about, well, I'm just making sure that they do more schooling, more education, more class. That's great. They could be the smartest person in the world. But guess what? Only 20% of success is based around knowledge. Guess what the rest is based around? Networking, socialization, popularity. Yo, I don't give a fuck whether you in high school or not in high school. It's a big high school out this bitch. It's a popularity contest. Good looking people get better results. Ugly looking people get shitty results. Inability to talk and to navigate social situations creates bad situations for you. If you can't have confidence, if you can't walk into a room, look people in the eye and shake hands, you can't get to another place. So us spending so much time keeping our children in the house, looking at a fucking tablet is not helping them become better human beings. Putting them out into the world so they can learn how to deal with people and to compete is what's going to help them get better. Holding off on teaching a child about money when they're 19 years old is not a good way to help a child grow. You need to teach your children how to manage money at 5 years old, 6 years old. They need to have bank account. Hey, I know y'all going to hate what I say. Give them a credit card. You got to learn how to deal with shit. You can't teach a child how to shoot guns with Nerf. Nigga, you got to teach them how to shoot a gun with real bullets. There's white kids in the country that learn how to shoot guns and shotguns and rifles at 10. I know why. I got friends that got 12-year-old kids that shoot guns and rifles that could kill motherfuckers. But if you waiting forever to try to teach a child how to be responsible, it's never going to happen. This shit ain't going to fall out of the sky. What are we waiting on, people? I don't even have kids, but I don't want your raggedy ass kids around me not knowing how to navigate. Keep them retarded ass niggas from around me. I mean, we need our next generation to be strong and capable, but that means that you can't be their buddy. You got to be their parent. Y'all can't be wallowing in self-pity together. Guess what? Your children should not know what you're going through. Stop dumping. Your children are not your therapist. Your children are not it is easy to transfer your demons to them. Your insecurities go right to them. Your bad habits go right to them because everything you do, they mimic. If you eating too much, if you avoiding dealing with problems, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do the same shit. So like, you have to be mindful of what you are transferring consciously and unconsciously. You know, and I don't know, maybe one of y'all might listen. I don't know. Maybe somebody 20 years from now might get to this point of the show and listen. But I just wanted to make sure that was put out there, bro. I really, because that shit really bothers me. I got so many great people around me that's my age and they raising kids and their main concern is, I just want them to stay a kid forever or as long as they can. That's cool. But
is that mainly women or is it men as well?
It's men and women. Okay.
Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like women definitely like have that false identity sometimes, like just this always seeing a child as like a child and not for what they actually are.
Right. Yeah. And I want people to just get away from this. And I just see somebody with the whole LLCs and S Corps and all that. That's cool and cute. But let me tell you something, yo. I know a lot of niggas that know a lot about corporate infrastructure, but don't know how to make no money. Because everybody, especially with black people, we all trying to do something big to make money. Guess what? The motherfuckers that's making all the money is the niggas that got the hot dog stand with the bland ass hot dog. But they pitch every day. They make it $3, $4, $5 a day. Y'all trying to find some sexy business to get into. Get into some shit that's gonna make some money. How about be an escort, all that shit with some real money?
Nigga, I was saying that. I was like, I be telling people like, when you go to college, man, go to college and get a major that's gonna make you some money. Forget all this sociology, psychology. Like, yeah, you can make money, but like, nah, like I wouldn't suggest it.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, man, if I could do anything else, if I wasn't podcasting, bro, I'd own a bodega. I'd have me a little corner store.
You still could do that,
and I just might. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Once I get to Atlanta, I don't know if they don't have no corners in Atlanta. God damn it. God damn you, Atlanta. Y'all don't have no corners. I would love to have me a little bodega with the cat sleeping on the goddamn bread. You know what I mean?
That's funny as hell.
But yeah, man, like I be trying to, but no, I'm yo, you know what's crazy? I have been looking up, and y'all better not steal my idea. I actually want to start a hot dog cart. So like, you know what I mean? That's something I'm looking into too. And
A hot dog cart or like the little hot dog stands.
Yeah, like a little hot dog stand. And the crazy part is my nigga Pill, he be doing softball. So he was like, I was like asking, I was like, yo, is anybody out there selling like food and shit? He was like, nah. I said, how many people be out there? He like 50, 60 people. He was like, cool. He was like, why, what you thinking? I said, I'm probably gonna pull up with some hot dogs. And he was like, yo, that's crazy. I said, hell yeah, some chips, canned sodas. I'm like, yo, I'm not thinking complicated. I'm just thinking it's people sitting around here for 4 or 5 hours. Niggas gonna be hungry. Cool. Let me pull up with the $3 hot dog. Let's get it off. If I make, you know, and once again, like this, the key thing I want everybody to remember, stop making it complicated, keep it simple. Meaning that I don't need to go buy a hot dog cart. Nope. I just need something to cook the hot dogs on. I need a cooler and a little folding table. I already got the folding table. I already got a cooler. The only thing I'm thinking about is what can I cook the hot dogs on? That's it. So if I find me a little hot plate or something, nigga, I throw them motherfuckers on there. That's it. Like something. My homeboy was like, yo, see if you can get one of them things to pull behind the truck. No, I'm not about to spend $1,000 to make no hot dogs. Like, no. I'm like, yo, low overhead. I spend $100 on like a little heating thing. You know, bread, hot dogs, ketchup, mustard, put it all in a box so I can easily get in and out of the truck. That's it, bro. Get to the money. You know what I'm saying? Go 8th Street in DC, Middle Eastern business on. There you go, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, with that being said, J Hill look like he about to go out and do some cool shit. What the fuck?
Nah, man. I'm about to go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you.
This nigga had sunglasses on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, nah. I gotta finish editing. I gotta finish washing clothes, cleaning up. I hate that I gotta cook, clean, and shit by myself. I hate that.
I love it.
I don't know. No,
I love that shit. Because you know why? Once I clean the clothes, the only person that's going to dirty them up is me. Right. And them dishes, the only person messing them dishes up is me.
That's true.
So I ain't mad doing that. I get annoyed at niggas piling up dishes. Hey, bro, did you need to use 6 bowls? Why you ain't just clean the 1 bowl out? And you keep using the same bowl. Like, I swear to God, nigga.
That's the only thing I don't like, bro. Like, because then I hate cooking too. I don't know why. Whatever.
I started loving cooking. I always love cooking. I had to learn how to not cook for 10 people. That was my biggest problem because I came from a big family. So like I literally the first time I moved out of my home when I was 19, I went and bought like so much food and I would make these big gigantic meals and it would just be me. And I'm like, who the fuck? You know what I mean? And I had to learn how to like, you know, parse down the ingredients or whatever. But yeah, man, we men and we getting old. Niggas hit that ass, hit that za. Wow, no, he ain't hit no za. He just tired from running around all weekend. He out here. Yeah, I ain't even going to talk shit. I'm gonna let him ride today.
Wait, what you talking about?
Go get some sleep. Nah, nigga, I was just gonna talk shit. I ain't gonna talk shit on you. I'm gonna let you get some sleep. All right, y'all. If y'all haven't done so, make sure you sign up on his Patreon, patreon.com/J Hill Podcast. Make sure if you haven't done so, follow him on Instagram. Follow us right here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mr._J Hill. Is it Mr._J Hill?
What, on a Patreon?
No, on the YouTube channel.
No, it's just Mr. J Hill. I think it's just a Mr. J Hill.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Juan Boston. Shout out to Only the Centaur. I don't know who the fuck that is. Shout out to you. Shout out to Raw Dope. Shout out to None Ova. Shout out to Jerry Holmes. Shout out to whatever. Hey, anybody that I remember somebody was talking about mentorship, bro. I would tell you right this, bro. I'm always available. You know what I'm saying? You can hit up the Patreon. J Hill is always available. Hit up his Patreon. Like, yo, I tell people all the time, the biggest thing you can start doing is supporting the people that you want to support you. So like, yo, I'm always available. So if you sign up on a Patreon, you jump in the chat and you got questions for me, I'm 24 hours a day. I'm always up for conversation. While I will sleep. I'm sorry, I'm old. So like around 11, I'm not going to answer, but I'll hit you when I wake up in the morning. But I'm always willing to sit here and help people out. We always trying to show love. The biggest thing I tell you is don't fucking put no obstacles in your own way. Remove your own obstacles and get to the fucking bag, bro. Stop playing.
Facts. Don't be the problem, man.
Be the solution.
All problems. Yes, facts.
For real. Facts. That's a hard thing to do. Then start recognizing that you keep making problems for yourself instead of fucking just getting to the solution. So like that's it. All right. With that being said, we out of here. We'll check y'all next week. Y'all be safe out in these streets. And we'll holler at you later. Peace.
My God, appreciate you.